Step 18. Congratulations, you're becoming an adult analyzer. And this talk couldn't go worse than this. What we're doing in this step is that we're changing the display of our images once more. And we're using the mean gray value that we've taken from previous measurements to adjust the maximum display value, the max. And in my dataset at least, I found that a number of like 2.7 is a decent number for me to go with. What do I mean with all of these? So let's see what's taking place behind the scenes. Here are the measurements of the mean gray value with an E and A for every segmented part that we're interested in. And you see, for example, that in this case, the mean gray value is 225. So if you open a calculator, or if you're a strong mind, you can calculate this. So this is practically what I'm doing right now, all right? So I'm taking an image from the white background images. I'm taking this image, and I'm setting the mean gray value with an E and an A as the minimum value, and this product of this multiplication as the maximum value. And let's see what happens if I do this. So I go to image, adjust, brightness contrast, set 225 and 607. So this is what I get instead, and this is an image that is way more clear. Of course, what was bright will be even more bright right now, but it's not like hyperbolically, let's say, bright, so we can still tell if it's a neuron or if it's an artifact. In any case, you can always tweak a bit the brightness to make sure that what you're looking at is not an artifact, although I know that it's not. So we're producing images like this, and we're gonna do it for all of our images, not manually, of course, but by using our script. But that's the idea behind. We want to have a visually optimal, in a sense, image, right? You can discover what your value is quite easily if you know the measurements from here. If you know that your mean value of this image is 225, right? Then what you can always do is that you can go adjust brightness, only set the 225 at first, somewhere close to that, yeah, and then you're just adjusting the maximum value, and you want to end up somewhere that it's not too noisy but not too dark as well, right? And when you end up to this point, oops, sorry, and now I also changed that 225. Okay, let's do it manually. When you reach to something that's good enough for you, you just run a check with a few more images to make sure that the value that you've selected is quite nice. So you're just doing the division between these two, and you get the number. In my case, it was 2.7. So this is the value that I'm going to use. What we're doing from now on is that we open the mean for minimum scripts, but not like that, sorry. I go to process, but macro, I delete everything that's in there. I open the mean for minimum. Here it is. And here is the part, right, that you want to change, if you want to change. But it's not only that. You also have to change the paths. And I really wish I could do that with an open file dialog, because I know it's getting tiring to change the path every time, but it's quite hard for me to find a maneuver to insert an open file dialog in there, because it will repeat, because everything repeats in these macros. If anybody knows, please let me know how I can do that. I would be grateful. But I'm here to show you things, not to ask for things. So this path here that we want to replace, let's see what the instructions say, is the mean gray measurements. All right, so it's this folder, all right, the folder with the mean gray measurements. And I'm changing this with that. Oops, I accidentally. All right, now this part should be fine. So it's gonna open this file, it's gonna look for the mean column, and it will multiply the mean times 2.7. And then it will set minimum and maximum based on the mean and the maximum display that has been created. And where do we want to save it? We want to save it inside this folder. In your case, you might have, of course, to change the whole path, right? I know what my path is. I can see it from here. If you cannot see it from there, you can even go to properties, I think, and somewhere around here, I'm quite sure you can find it. Oh, yeah, here. So here is my path. And now if I start processing, I should get, no, I have to insert the input first. And the input is, where is it? Here, the white background images. Okay, no output because the output is practically in this part. And I say a lot of practically, I know. Forgive me. And let's process. This is going faster than 2packs and Eminem flow combined. Um, so now it's done. Don't try to close them like that. It will take, I don't know, quite a long time. So now we have the visually optimal, in a sense, images. And as you can see, let's open some of them so you see how they look like. I'll just drag one. You see they're a bit exaggerated, but to an extent that we can still work with them. I would say these are beautiful CFOS images. Quite beautiful, actually. Yeah. Um, all right. This was step 18.